one good thing about Enigma here, I mean, it's not the only thing, obviously, has been played mid in the CIS as well. VP played it even versus OG in the finals. However, Enigma and Pango are good because Pango is one of those laners that can creep skip and is kind of self-sustainable. You don't have to dominate and just pressure the lane with the Pango. So if you have Pango 3 Enigma offlane, Pango 3 and Enigma 4, then
bam, bam, bam. Yeah.
Bam, bam, bam. You can have that Enigma just farming away while Pango is doing his own thing.
The other thing as well is potentially, if you just put the Enigma 4 and the Pango is off lane, you have the fact that Pango is quite a weak laner.
Yeah.
And maybe if you pick it correctly, you can be a bit aggressive, but Enigma naturally always dominates an off lane because you get to do the double deny, you then send your Eidolons to the small camp and then the hard camp, you block both of them, it secures pretty much 4 to 5 waves into your Pangolier. He's now got a free game, he's going to get his items early level 6, makes moves on the maps. Pair that with Enigma moves rotation, go to the tower, you have a nice pairing. The issue is, last time I saw FlyToMoon, I believe play with Enigma, they went all in the idea of push and then just kind of went, we can't do anything else because all we can do is push.
Also, hold up, we got a prophet. Not
Yes.
the Death Prophet, though, that we keep seeing. It's the Nature's Prophet made it.
Virtus.pro loves both. They love the Death Prophet as well, but that one has been banned out. Nature's Prophet now. But you did say that FlyToMoon loves to group up and push. Now, these two heroes, Enigma does really allow you to do that. Pango, not as much. He's kind of alright, brings some utility, but isn't really your death ball type of a hero. However, in any case, you get that Furion, really strong in the meta, very flexible pick, and also can split push all the time if you are trying to form that snowball. Makes it pretty solid.
Yeah, I think the main concern though so far is it even deepens the
Well, that
concerns.
hasn't dealt
you
with
have
concerns.
So when you're thinking about what VP have, this ability to have this really strong lanes, they can run together, collapse, and they play behind the tree, the vision from the treant as well, and now you have a Loon to layer into that push ability. I was looking at previous VP's draft, they've always got a mechanism to just take your objectives, and Enigma, even though he can potentially be the aggressor after about 5-6 minutes, he doesn't like being run at in the alternate lane. He likes to play, he's a very immobile hero. He moves slowly through the map in the early stages of the game, maybe gets that early blink dag and then makes the play off that. But in terms of his map presence, it's very much whatever lane he goes to, he will stick in that lane.
And this lane, even if this is your offlane Enigma, right? It's not the simplest of lanes for an Enigma. You can deny, you can creep the wave back. That's always something that you can do as an Enigma. You can always get a lot of denies. But when you're playing versus Grimstroke, one stroke of fate early on kills off your Eidolons pretty much. The more you have, the harder that stroke of fate hits. So you have to be very careful pushing it. And Luna, Virtus.pro played it before as well. They go for that Helm of Dominator build. And with the Helm of Dominator on Luna, with that bonus plus 20% damage that it gives, plus you have the Furion, they will have this very, very early push.
Yeah,
and now you pick the PL into that.
That's my concern. Thank you. Like,
Yeah.
Man, I'm just... Here you go. Take it.
Take the baton. You had a look on your face, it looked like you just sat on something sharp for a sec there.
like, okay, so the issue you have right now is who sits in front of your tower and goes, please, don't push our tower. Stop. They have one more pick, so I'm hoping the stop hero comes into play, but right now you've got a lot
you
of...
do have Enigma to kind of threaten the team that pushes. You have this way of jumping in. If somehow you bribe the shopkeeper and he gives you a dagger earlier,
dash gold,
Yeah, if
2000 or something.
cheats are on, maybe in this lobby, there's a chance.
But my fear is simply the Pangolier can be a massive nuisance in the early pushes. You go for like a level 6 push, Pangolier cuts through, Rolling Thunder, and then you kind of have to question. You don't really have anything else. You got a Lich, an Enigma, and a PL. You need to pick a really active mid lane, I think, right now. Or you either put the Pangolier mid and just pick an off lane that can maybe sit in front of a tower. It's like a Tide Hunter or a Centaur. Could be pretty cool.
One thing though, when it comes to FlyToMoon or Windstrike or FlyToMoon or Windstrike or back to FlyToMoon, back to Windstrike, some of these players have had that road throughout the years.
Yep, interchanging.
One of the heroes that has really been a stable pick for them is this PL, and they picked this PL when Silent was on the team.
Yeah,
it
was a
quite
huge
often,
hero.
quite a lot, yeah. And they would always get this very active mid laner. I believe that's going to be the Tiny in this case for Iceberg. And then, yeah, you can sort of do well. I'm not the biggest fan of Tiny at the moment, but you do have that position 1 that can scale very well, and position 2 that's pretty solid when it comes to playmaking.
The main thing here is that you say the word can, because this map will be closed out so quickly you're going to be in a really difficult spot. And then now they VP round out their draft for the Monkey King. So you've already shown that most likely it's going to be, I would expect, the Pango. Actually, it's going to be Tiny mid, right?
Yeah, Tiny mid versus. That's why they picked the Monkey to counter him on the mid lane.
There's going to be at least a melee core will be mid. That's the main point here. You pick the Monkey King, he's going to have a good lane. The Furion off lane is going to have a solid time. Like Furion tree, it's really hard to kill them. You're going to play behind Treant, you've got living armor. It's so annoying. And now
PL and Lich are solid. They're solid, but versus Treants it's going to be difficult.
Yeah, it's not solid. No. Lich, you do not like playing position 5 against a tree. He walks through the trees, he punches you in the face.
It's so scary.
Yeah.
You
walk out of the tree to go
maybe
pull.
Furion cuts off the all the
what
trees,
you do? Nothing. I'm just saying this is I'm not, again, stats. This is not bias, stats. I think VP have outdrafted this FlyToMoon team, and I think they're going to take a clean 1-0 and start the series.
I completely agree with my fellow Brit.
Thank you.
Yeah, he's
Please have a platter of victory.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks for returning me. Overall, Virtus.pro is the stronger team. FlyToMoon, they have made some upsets in the history, like in the past, but overall, this looks like a very difficult lineup.
VP are in their comfort zone. That's what you don't want them to be in.
Well, I mean, Tiny will at least make heroes fly, but I don't know if they're going to be able to fly all the way to the moon on this one. But we are going to fly over to our casting duo. We have got Lyrical, and Lacoste has finally decided to hop in on the series he was scheduled for.
Oh.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
Hooey.
Back again, Lacoste.
I had push the talk on. Sorry, there we go.
Yeah,
Hi,
don't
guys.
do that. That's going to be really sore on your fingers for the play-by-play.
Dude, Teacup said that this is a clean 1-0. This looks dirty. You got Treant, you got freaking Nature's Prophet. This is disgusting from Virtus.pro. How can they do this to him?
I'm not sure about this Tiny mid. It's really been a while since I saw Tiny on a mid lane. Enigma, Lich. I'm not sure like these two can make stuff happen, you know. These two are very hard to gank with. Yes, you have a great team fighting potential with Lich and Enigma. Man, but Treant and Zayat probably is the best Treant in the world besides Techies.
Besides Techies? What do you mean the best Treant in the world besides Techies? I agree.
He's also the best Techies in the world.
That's fair enough. He, to me at least, he was the first one that really started playing, and I think he kind of grew to prominence back on that Vegas Squadron team playing it as they're battling out against the Outpost down bottom. You know, the one thing that I will say about the Tiny mid is that this is like the iceberg hero. You know, you go back to as far, I mean, I remember casting him in 2015 or something like that when he was starting to make his way on the scene of the old CIS Reject squad. And he was carrying games on this tiny mid and just running around the map, finding kills. Granted, that's a long time ago. Still one of his most played heroes. Maybe he's seen something in the meta that's like, hey, this can make a comeback. You know, run around, find some kills with a blink dagger. It sounds good to me. What do you think?
Iceberg, very high individual skilled player, but he tends to be over-aggressive sometimes, but very fun to watch. So prepare for a lesson, I guess.
Isn't that a voice line? Prepare for a lesson. That's Ember Spirit.
That's Ember Spirit's voice line, yeah.
Nice. Well, I bet he wishes he was playing Ember this game, because that hero is really good. But we'll see how he does. It could be interesting. It's a battle of who has the bigger range with the tree grab versus the Monkey King.
Look at the bottom lane. They're putting the pressure on the tower. Already 500 HP gone. And
dude,
Fly, always wanna fly. Man, I don't know if we're gonna call him always wanna feed, always wanna die, always wanna change a team. If you look at the team list on this guy, like it's probably 15 to 20 teams over the past 4 or 5 years.
He's been around the block a bunch for sure. One of the old school dudes, and Headsack up top. He's like, okay, I've done my job down bottom. Now it's time to leave the lane. And General is completely left alone. So yeah, this could be a bit of a tough one, but they're switching it up and dodging away from the aggro lane. I'm assuming this is just to try and make sure that VTune has an okay time. Do you agree with the panel that it's like pretty much FlyToMoon trying to get to late game and VP seeing how much pressure they can put on early?
They need to make rotations once their supports and offlaner hit level 6. They're very strong, much stronger team fight than what Virtus.pro has. But I believe they might just get steamrolled earlier. Luna is having an extremely good time. Also, they wanted to dodge Enigma with Luna, so that Luna is having a free farm in the laning stage. General, 3 CS on the bottom. this tower. I mean, they took 500 HP on that tower already.
Yeah, it's insane. That early just use there of the tree pressure that he's able to apply with the Nature's Grasp. And you can see, like, they've got this ward back behind the tower, so General can't even move over to pull. He's having trouble getting into XP lane. This is like the old school off lane in the safe lane, just hoping to get like any measly bits of XP that he can.
Suicide safe lane. That's what we came to. 2020. Thank you, Ice Frog.
It is a little bit of a throwback, isn't it? As always want to fly again. Gonna get pummeled a little bit here by Resolution and the Treants. It sounds like a really bad 90s ban as he denies one of them. I guess the plus side is that Aloha Dance is getting a decent amount of farm for himself. He's like pretty close to Arcane Boots already.
He bought boots at the start. They picked up how many? 1, 2 bounty runes, so going straight into mana boots. He's uncontested. No one is touching him in the jungle.
Oh. Sort of feels like he's going to be the real 3 this game. Taking over for General. Yeah, no, it's just unfair. I mean, he's got a lot of time to do things like spam voice lines because he's not having a great time in this lane. That is for sure. As another round of the Nature's Grasp, he does manage to swashbuckle his way out of there. And, you know, he's making a life for himself.
I'm wondering what kind of a build will Luna go for. I see Broadsword. Okay. Helm of the Dominator Luna.
Yeah. She, this is something that we've seen. I think that it was ILTW and maybe one other that ended up going for this type of a build. This General does not have enough mana for a swashbuckle here, and he will go down. So a pretty nice kill picked up there. And yeah, it feels like this Luna's going to have a completely free game getting towards that Helm of the Dominator early.
I remembered in Dota 1 when Light of Heaven like broke the meta. I'm not sure if it was his idea or someone else's, but he bought Helm of the Dominator on Luna, and when stacking was not popular, people didn't know about it. Like, he was stacking camps and just clearing it with the Moonglaves, and then suddenly showing up in a fight with a full BKB when you should not be having it. That's when things changed.
Yeah, it's a hell of a turnaround. And I mean, I guess that item has just gotten better and better as time has gone on to some extent, like as far as what the actual item itself gives you. It's just that it's kind of gone by the wayside and gone to offlaners instead. Speaking of which, I do think it's a little bit interesting that Aloha Dance is going for the Arcane Boots instead of the Helm of the Dominator that we normally see on the Enigma. I guess just, Resido again, finding Always Want to Fly, TPing away the Inkswell onto the Treants, but he's just going to be out of there.
And with Helm of the Dominator, you can stack for yourself, you can keep fighting, bring auras, besides your Lunar Blessing. You would miss that one. Well, sometimes that's the problem with the player, but he already bought the boots. He's been known that he can't like get the boots for 15, 20 minutes. Now he has boots and Windlace. He's good to go. He can play the game for another half an hour without buying anything besides the wards.
That's fair. I mean, that's the real way that you want to play as a support. If you've got an Enigma that's getting this much farm, I think you're fine with your Lich Not, as VTune might just be dead again, down super low, but will not be killed off, and actually is able to get the salve off afterwards. So some good trading back and forth up top. And I mean, if you compare the CS across the board, it's kind of looking okay right now for FlyToMoon.
General's gonna drop on the bottom lane once again. Like, you use Swashbuckle either like defensively and you still stay in range. Another beam plus Orb of Venom hit will get you killed.
Up top lane, no one. Making a very early rotation on to Always Want to Fly with the Inkswell on top of him. The fear comes in, but he finds that kill. VP are just moving around the map really quickly right now, but in response, Aloha Dance trying to push mid with Iceberg.
And they pop the glyph, keeping this tower alive. Siege creep unit plus level 3 demonic conversion. No one has a boundless strike.
Still thinking about going. General dies yet again down bottom. No TP when he comes back to life. But they are still, like you said, going to be able to get some good damage onto this tower. Midnight Pulse down, but it didn't hit onto the Monkey King. Instead, the toss back onto Aloha Dance. That might not end up working out too well for him, as they do get a heal coming in.
If this is your general in a battle, going 3-0. Like, you do not want to lead him because he will lead you into failure and feeding. So bottom lane is gonna drop. There's no counterplay. They can't group up on the top lane since Enigma was already on the mid. Put some pressure on the tower, but that's it. No one with a quick TP responded to that, defended the tower.
Dire's top tower is
Yeah,
under attack.
0-6. So, I mean, again, the CS kind of looks okay, but you take into consideration the general, for lack of a better word, state of the game, and
General
the
state
tower's
of the
going
game.
down. I mean, you know, that's where we're at right now. It's a bit rough, at least for him. We'll see how it goes. I mean, if PL is able to get to like one of those big item timings that we normally love to see, do you think that they have a chance here on FlyToMoon?
FlyToMoon should not be underestimated as a hero. He is always pretty much the ultimate carry in the game. But there are a couple of, counters in this game. You have this Monkey King, Aloha Dance, Ink Swell. Well, way too much damage and stuns.
They immediately deward that. He dropped down a ward on top of a dire ward, so that's a pretty quick and easy deward there. Yeah, I'm feeling what you're saying there, that like can't underestimate PL for sure. And I mean, against the Luna, it's a pretty annoying matchup too, right? Like Eclipse just gets completely soaked up by the illusions. Your Moonglaves do too. In theory, it can be kind of nice. But
in
you just need to
theory,
get to that stage.
Oh, I'm gonna bounce off all these illusions. But in the late game, like, what are we talking about? Like 50 plus when Luna has Butterfly Satanic? She can stand the ground, but PL always feels like he's a stronger hero.
Yeah. Well, always want to fly. Goes down again.
Right there.
Interesting. It's 7 deaths between 2 heroes in this game right now. As mid lane, Iceberg does look like he's going to be able to dodge the gank, although no one. Still pressuring in pretty close and not quite able to get that tree takedown. Aloha Dance does have 6, so he's able to force him back. Yeah, the only kills so far are on the Lich and, well, oh god, speaking too soon, VTune. Doppelgangers tries to run, but the chase down is looking like it's going to be there. Boundless Strike comes through, and VTune still getting chased. No one jumps back the other direction. They're not going to be able to finish it off. Always Want to Fly is the one that might go down instead. Just an all-out brawl. Nobody's dying yet, but General
Luna
shows up. He wants to get involved, and Luna might be dead. It looked good for a moment. VP now looking to turn this back around. Black Hole onto 2. What in God's name is happening as all 3 of them go down? Virtus.pro, where are you going?
Well, this is exactly what they needed. Enigma hit level 6 before 10-minute mark, and can they get this kill? Tiny, another toss.
Oh, chase down solo.
Doppelganger, not even needed.
Damn. Well, that's a hell of a turnaround. Yeah, just overextension, I guess, by Virtus.pro, and FlyToMoon take advantage.
Enigma is having a good time. So Lich bought a book for himself. Now he is level 6. Sometimes, like if both of your supports are struggling, then the position 4 gets it. And you can't get any levels, and he was already having a rough time, 0 and 5.
If the position 4 forgets it. That's a nice way to put that. If the position 4 steals your book, sometimes it feels bad.
Most of the time.
Ooh, VTune almost goes down there to the Boundless Strike, but they can't quite get in range. And again, ooh,
Wow,
okay.
the damage.
Lunar Blessing. Lots of damage out there onto him. Iceberg, now completely surrounded by VP heroes, is in a hell of a lot of trouble. They will kill off Luna yet again, but it comes at the cost of their Tiny and the PL going down. So Virtus.pro not taking their foot off the gas at all. They know Black Hole is not available. Maleficus goes down, trying to take down no one here. Aloha Dance still retreating away. They have the Jingu working, and he is going to live through this one and maybe find a little bit more. Always Want to Fly, gotta run away. General shows up. I don't know if this is really going to work. He doesn't have anything really. Solo gets right-clicked down to death. No one trying to escape. Zayat also. There have been so many kills in this area of the map as they're going to pull back in this Treant. Just nobody's bottom. Literally nobody in that whole lane.
Virtus.pro, get some vision up here or don't come. They lost like 5 heroes in less than 2 minutes.
Dude, this is some CIS Dota we got here. Cost, you awake this morning?
Yes, I am. I didn't wake up early because I went to bed also early, but you know, I casted the first game of the day, was not really awake. Like, I'll send me a message, like, are you ready to cast? Like, sure. No breakfast, no tea, no nothing. But now I'm ready. After watching Liquid against Nigma, it was a pretty fun series to watch. And now CIS Dota is delivering. 19 kills, 13 minutes in.
The way to be. Absolutely. And it does feel like VP are sort of settled down a little bit. Again, there's still 30 seconds until Black Hole. Do you think that FlyToMoon want to try and play aggressive at all, or do they just sort of keep sitting back and waiting for VP to run into them?
They have haste on Tiny, getting close to Blink Dagger. Enigma ulti will be ready in 10 seconds, so they need to outpush the lanes and they can smoke and get the ganks going. Like, their team fight is much, much stronger. You have Lich, Enigma, what more can you ask for? The only thing Pango needs to recover, he has less net worth than Enigma at the moment, and Luna was having an extremely good early game, then died twice, and look where she's standing right now, in the middle of net worth chart.
Yeah, it's not great.
Smoke.
They find no one right at the start. Gonna have that toss, miss it on the side, but it doesn't look like it's gonna end up mattering all that much. Wukong's command goes down with a black hole. Every damn thing dropped down onto his face. The mechanism comes out afterwards, but they might have overextended. Iceberg under control and gonna get killed off. 3 dead for that Monkey King.
Oh, not the best spell casting. They used even Black Hole and the Chain Frost just to get to Monkey King. There was no bounces. And now Virtus.pro can keep playing aggressive. Also, Monkey King will need to get, I'd say, a defensive BKB as the second item. There's way too much spells that go through, like Disarm. You have Midnight Pulse, Tiny. There's no real save besides the Living Armor, and it's not enough to keep him alive.
Yeah, and the other issue that I'm seeing as this game goes later and later is if Enigma can keep up his level farm, Aloha Dance, I mean, there's no answer for BKB Black Hole. It's just GG if they find it. As Always Want to Fly does look like he's in some trouble yet again. Kills himself on the Blade Mail. Resolution just being a monster early on. 5-0 and 6 on this Nature's Prophet. He's having a hell of a game. Top net worth.
When Resolution first joined Virtus.pro, I really didn't think like he's fitting in, but after quite some time, he just seems like a perfect match.
Yeah, I think that he needed some time to like get himself feeling confident in the offlane and like learn those matchups. But he's such a hard worker in everything that he does that he's obviously going to be able to make that transition eventually. But we do see now a smoke up coming from Virtus.pro themselves, and they do have a Blink Dagger on Tiny available. As VP going to walk forward here. Resolution. Okay, Aloha Dance is the one that gets jumped on, and Iceberg could go in for this if he wants, but realizing it's a bigger gank coming in, they're not going to be able to find it. General in some trouble. Swashbuckle away? No, not going to happen. They lose 2 and also going to lose the tower.
2 long cooldown ultis, so it's very easy to play around it. They used it at the exact same time, so they know it's not up. And now they can start playing more aggressive. Luna, Helm of the Dominator, Alpha Wolf. Look at the amount of the damage that they get.
God. Yeah, it's pretty insane. And just gonna go after finishing the wand straight butterfly apparently on ILTW. This dude's got some interesting ideas about Dota. I like it.
So you take a wolf, you have like aura and Helm of the Dom, so there's like 3 things that increase your damage. And your teams, of course. So once they use another Black Hole and the Chain Frost, Virtus.pro can just go into Roche Pit and take it. FlyToMoon can't really contest it. Even if Virtus.pro loses a team fight, they can go after, since it's on cooldown, and just get to Roche for themselves.
Okay. I'll watch for that. What they decide to go for after the big team fights that come out. Still, all of the tier 1 towers standing for VP. One of the benefits of having that Tramp Protector on your side. No one runs into Iceberg. Blink Dagger not going to get away. Iceberg still being chased. Avalanche goes down. The stun is there. And with Resolution in the area, FlyToMoon realized we cannot take this fight. And you got to get the hell out of here. The rest of them are showing up. Always want to fly. He's going to try and TP out. General possibly as well. He has 15 seconds left on his teleport. And always want to fly. Ooh, he does get caught there in the end. Although I think General still can get out of here if he goes for his ulti and TP. Swashbuckle, run in, making some extra space. And he's playing a little bit greedy there, just TPing out, but won't get caught. Buckets of space.
Both supports getting items on side of Virtus.pro. You see Solo getting closer the Glimmer Cape, and they go straight into Roche, but they didn't use any of the ultis, but they are out pushing the lanes. Look where the lanes are standing. Mid lane especially. If no one shows on the mid lane, and I'm not talking about the Virtus.pro player, they know something is up, but they are showing. You see Tiny is there, so it's gonna be a freebie Roche.
Yeah, they can't get there in time. Just too quick. Maybe if Roche gets a couple lucky bashes here or something, we could see some type of an initiation, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen, and FlyToMoon just getting there a little bit too late. Zayat right now showing himself on a ward, or on some creeps rather, and this could be a pretty quick and easy pickoff if they wanted to find it. They jump forward, gonna find that tree, lift up there, and at the same time, always want to fly, also gonna get the D ward. And he's actually going Necrobook on the Treant. Interesting. What do you think of that?
Necrobook always feels good, even though it got nerfed over the past 2/3 patches. It's still a decent. I want to see like Tusk trying to build the item again.
Oh, sounds cool.
And it's gonna mitigate a lot of the damage the chain bounces.
No, you gotta be careful here, VP. I mean, you're fighting with the Aegis, but they still have Black Hole. They still have all their abilities. It looks like VTune, though, after he goes down, well, they call off the charge. So they are not going to take that fight. Probably wise. 5,000 gold lead now, 9-21. And FlyToMoon sort of lacking those answers. Again, the Enigma feels like he's having a good game, but he needs to get that Blink Dagger before they can really fight, I guess.
It's not going to be easy pre-BKB to land a good Black Hole. There's a lot of things to cancel it.
Oh, yep, and resolution mechanism, Black Hole onto 2, the turnaround. Is this actually gonna work?
Stick.
They got Avalanche, Toss, trying to make it happen. Oh God. And there is the turnaround. Now it's Iceberg that's maybe in a little bit of trouble as the right click's coming at the resolution. No one shows up as well. So they use Black Hole and they lose both. Oh, wow. That's rough.
This is the power of Nature's Prophet. He has probably the best talents in the game, I would say. What you get, plus 30 damage, plus 10 armor. If you think about those talents as gold, like 10 armor is 1,400 gold, 30 damage, like 1,500, maybe a bit more.
Yeah.
Cooldown reduction, like, and he has one of the best stats gain in the game. One of the reasons why he can just go for these like tanky items, Blade Mail, the most cost-efficient item, I would say, besides Crystallis on intelligence heroes. They nerfed it by like what, 2 damage? I don't think it matters that much, but you can TP in front of their face and tier 3 tower is just gone.
Dude, look at him. He's getting plus 180 damage right now with all of those buffs that he's got. This is absolutely insane. And now no one, has he gone a bit too far? A little bit of mischief, trying to stay alive. Can he walk away from here? Answer is no, but it's only the Aegis.
Luna still holding ulti.
Nicely done there. Run through, a couple more punches is all they need, but the toss into the fountain. Okay, they get ILTW. Take him down, and now the Chain Frost bouncing back and forth. They're in a little bit of trouble. Iceberg, another toss in 3 seconds if they can make it work. VP thinking about diving fountain against the Tiny. It's a bold strategy, Cotton.
Oh, I can see 3 numbers chatted writing down right now, and man, they definitely need to, you know, attack the fountain. You're playing against the Tiny. There's going to be a back toss, not necessarily into fountain, but just into tier 4 towers. They got the melee racks. They lost the Aegis on Monkey, and Monkey also died. And they should not be giving those skills that easily.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 7,000 net worth lead. That's a pretty significant lead these days. Is LTW just going to tip resolution? And Drezzo's like, I'm not taking part in this. You people, you know, you guys are crazy. He's staying back and just farming up the hard camp.
He understands that Nature's Prophet is the real carry in this game.
Yeah.
You get full Mjolnir, you get like AC Satanic BKB, you stand your ground. I've seen a couple of games where Nature's Prophet is like the strongest hero on the map, which you would not expect. And he can fight against other heroes like Phantom Lancer. He does not care that much. Look at his armor. 31 armor. That's like 70% physical resistance, 68.
That's pretty crazy, man. Oh god, Rezo's got a DD now, ready to go. He's just gonna sit on it, and the smoke up comes. All right, if FlyToMoon can hold this, you know, there could be a chance. They have the Blink Dagger done on Aloha Dance. He's still trying to get towards that BKB, but I don't know. If they hold this, do you feel like there's a chance for like a turnaround if they don't end up losing like another set of racks here?
For sure, there's always a counterplay with Enigma. You have Phantom Lancer. Phantom Lancer has a decent amount of farm, you know. He's about to finish off Manta style. That's the key item once you're playing against the Overgrowth.
Yeah, much needed, definitely. Love to be able to get in towards a harder Satanic or whatever it is that VTune decides to go for. I think I remember him being a player that also likes Shadow Blades on occasion. But yeah, sort of keeping it steady at about that 7,000 gold lead right now for Virtus.pro, but they also managed to get the Blink Dagger for Treant. So again, there really isn't that much to cancel BKB Black Hole. There's nothing if they can get to that point, but getting to that point is also tough. And he is still a decent chunk of the way away from it.
No one had Radiance queued up, which is the item you always want to have when you're playing against Phantom Lancer and his illusions, but decided to go for Deso. Like, they feel like they can end the game.
Oh.
And they lack some tower damage.
Zayat goes down there.
Like, just some extra burst is also going to be nice. Roche may respawn in a minute and 50.
Yeah. FlyToMoon, after taking down the Treant Protector, feeling a little bit more confident with themselves, going to try and take this tier 1 tower, all to the purpose of trying to get towards the fight around that second Roche. Imagine that's what they're looking for here. The solo's moving forward there, seeing if he can find a soulbind on somebody. VTune, gotta be careful. But he does manage to get the walk away. So FlyToMoon just sitting pretty in this mid lane. They aren't able to get that tier 1 tower, but up top, Resolution, he finds Aloha Dance. Midnight pulses down. Resolution walking through it with the Blade Mail. Have they overextended a little bit? The Avalanche on a no one, not able to find any follow-up, and with Tree back, it becomes a little bit tougher for them to get this angle. In for the chase, blink forward from Aloha Dance. Iceberg still chasing Invis. They don't, oh, they do have vision. They got him. Huh? Walk away. Eats his way out of the trees. Then they back out. But in the meantime, tier 4 tower is being assaulted a little bit back in the base. They gotta deal with that.
Yeah. Also, the creeps kill the range Raxes. Virtus.pro can take a fight, but they don't. I don't think they want to like fully commit. Next Roche may respawn in 30 seconds. So they want to keep an eye on that. Send the Treant inside the pit. See when it respawns. Like, if you lose a fight and then you lose the Roche, it's a great way of giving enemy the comeback potential.
Yeah. We did see a repair kit picked up on the Radiant as the jump forward Overgrowth, Chain Frost bouncing around a little bit. VTune jumps into the middle of all of them. They're trying to control ILTW, and ILTW actually is going to go down. So they managed to find one kill and always want to fly lives. They do have to buy back on Iceberg. But the chase coming, Resolution, he is really far forward, and out of mana, he's in trouble. Resolution likely to go down here as VTune continues to chase him down, and the rest of VP can't show up. Roche, how quick of a spawn? Oh, it's not quite soon enough, but yeah, they get that kill.
Iceberg used buyback, and he gets the 600 gold streak by killing Rezo. Also, this should be a tier 1 tower for them. Oh, can he get this kill? Pay attention, fellas. This is how you play. You buy a dust on your either carries, on your mid laners, especially if you're playing this assassination heroes. He almost got him because of the dust. So they're gonna check the Roche, see it's not there. That's kind of downside for FlyToMoon, but they can still take a fight. I see Phantom Lancer going for Eye of Scotty reduces the region. New Scotty just feels so good.
Yeah, totally. And particularly against like a Luna or something as well, you know? This hero ranged, more effectiveness. I think the thing that I'm really interested to watch is also if Aloha Dance can get into that BKB in time, because it feels like they're going to be able to, based on what we've seen so far. Orbit Destruction picked up now as well. But with all of VP back up again, it's still a little bit scary running into that fight since they didn't use Black Hole to win it.
And if they can keep the lanes in a good position, they can contest the Roche. This is where Enigma and Lich want to take a fight, and Pangolier as well. Also, Pangolier recovered. He doesn't have that much farm, but level 15 talent not picked up. Wait, what? 4th through 5th? He did not pick a level 15 talent. What? General, come on. Like, he took an extra point in Shield Crash. Like, those 4 extra seconds of Rolling Thunder could change, like, the whole fight / game.
Well, he's about to get it down bottom at least. But yeah, that's, we'll see if he, I mean, he's definitely going to take it in a second here. Once he gets to this level 16. There it is. Now he's good to go. You were so tilted.
I was. Even if you have like going for Aghanim Scepter, you're having a good time. You're still not gonna get Ags on like core Pango that early on. Right. This level 15 talent just feels much better.
Totally. Well, we do have another Roche back up again now. And it feels like, I mean, FlyToMoon definitely have amazing team fight around that pit, but it doesn't feel like they can just run in and try and take it themselves at all. Or maybe they can. Dude, they're crazy.
Vlad's aura can keep them alive.
They got Orbit Destruction too, which is pretty nifty. A nice way to start to take this down. I mean, we'll see if this ends up working. VP, they know that this is going on. They're getting ready to jump in with the Monkey King. General keeps on pushing away at this Roche with the disarm potential there. It's hard for, I mean, at the same time, you've just got bottom being pushed in by Rezo. Yeah, and Iceberg has to come back to deal with this. And now VP are like, okay, we can come and fight. Aloha Dance trying to run away. Got to be careful about that Monkey King. They won't quite get him. Nature's Grasp barely able to catch on to Aloha Dance. And now this Enigma caught out of position. And again, this is all set up by Resolution. You know, he pushes in the way bottom.
Enigma has buyback, but needs to use it right now if they want to take a fight. The amount of damage that Luna does with Butterfly and Helm of the Dom plus Monkey is way too much. He does not have a TP. He does not have a, like, tier 1 tower to TP to. It's a freebie.
Wow. Yeah, he would have needed to do it like right away, but I guess that FlyToMoon making the call, all right, we're just going to try and live through another Aegis instead. I mean, we'll see if it ends up working out for them. They still have the capabilities to fight around it, I guess. I don't know. How do you see this next fight working out? Did VP try and push this?
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Luna got the Aegis. She's on Monkey King, who has BKB. Luna also building. Okay, she's not building one because she just picked up Aegis, going into 4 staff / pike.
Oh, so she's crazy, huh?
Well, once you pick up Aegis, you don't necessarily need to get a BKB. You can go more greedy.
Dude, I'm gonna quote you on that in like 5 minutes when LTW dies twice. I swear. I guess that, like you were talking about earlier, it's like it's not with Enigma in the game. It also feels like a little bit worse building BKB. You can get other stuff instead. But I don't know the cost. 14,000 gold lead. Virtus.pro definitely looking strong right now. There are avenues for FlyToMoon to take the fight, but it feels like they're kind of getting squashed out of the map.
They're also waiting for BKB on Rezo, and then you have 2 BKB, so you don't have to care about bounces, tiny damage, rolling thunder. Right. You can stand your ground and fight. Now Rezo's gonna come and they push.
Okay. Watch for it. General farming up back on the other side of the map. Trying to get in towards maybe his Blink Dagger. This is another form of initiation for them. We'll see what he decides to go for. Aloha Dance can't get caught out here.
So no Pango ulti now?
There it is. They got him. Aloha Dance, yet again, caught out of position, no way to save him, and he just dies. Spider Legs trying to run away, but no one's got him in his sights. Resolution also in the area, and he is in a ton of trouble. They don't have buyback on the Lich. They do have buyback. Oh, great BKB from Resolution. Iceberg tried to go for the tiny tossback, but it doesn't end up working. And they do have buyback on this Enigma, but I mean, they're not going to have the Lich, so that Frost Shield isn't going to be there. Aloha Dance getting his Blink Dagger broken, didn't have the smoke available. These glaives are just making it an impossibility for them to initiate.
And they had Repair Kit on Enigma, who did not buy back straight away, so that means your tier 3 tower is going to fall, and once tier 3 is gone, the bounces, the Repair Kit's not going to save that. Like, Luna just wants to kill a tier 3 tower so you can bounce off the buildings. Also, you are delaying Blink Dagger on Enigma because of that buyback.
Wow.
Monkey King, full Aghanim Scepter.
They're so stacked up right now. Yeah, and this is where things have gotten like even harder. Scotty is done on V2, but it just feels like they haven't been able to even take the fight that they wanted to. You know?
Dagger's courier has been killed.
I know. So, Virtus.pro still needs to deal with this. It's not heavy split pushing, wave cutting, but Phantom Lancer can do it.
V-Tune, Manta style, turns on a solo, takes him down. Okay, buyback coming from the Grimstroke. Chain Frost bounces a couple of times, doing a decent chunk of damage, but Always Wanna Fly is already dead. V-Tune still kind of in harm's way. Aloha Dance is also caught out of position again. Iceberg jumps in and isn't able to find the opening. Resolution just turning onto him. Black Hole had to hit him, otherwise Rezo was going to kill him. Resolution playing absolutely fabulous through this game number 1, and V-Tune trying to kill off this pesky Nature's Prophet, but he will not die. Disarmed, but not defeated. Virtus.pro looking super solid in game number 1 here, and it's just GG.
It is. Resolution play out of his mind this game, and one of the reasons why Nature's Prophet is so popular, he can be played at pretty much any position, and he scales so well with the item.